Alright, hey guys, welcome back. So we are done with a lot of illustrations and we learn how to use different tools in Adobe Illustrator to draw various different structures, various different things of the cell, how to add colors, how to add different structures and all that good stuff. Now let's see how it looks when you compile them all together. So I'm going to show you two illustrations that I did for my publications and thesis, and that will give you an idea of how you should go about drawing a particular figure or a particular graphical abstract for your own publications or figures. First of all, the graphical abstract that you're drawing for your publications, those need not be very elaborate like a results figure, because through the graphical abstract you are trying to portray a snapshot of the whole study that you have done, and it's not particularly based on one result. So this figure over here, I made it for my thesis. I work with skeletal muscle, so you can see a muscle over here. This is a skeletal muscle, and I literally drew this over here in Illustrator. I did not copy anyone's image, and you can also do this if you want. This is just, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see these are all curvy lines, and this could be easily done using the curvature tool or the pen tool, and you'll get this very easily. You can just keep a reference image that you like, that you've seen in a paper or anywhere on the internet, and you can you can draw according to that image. Next, this muscle is a little bit flattened out because I'm showing a phenomenon called muscle atrophy, and in muscle atrophy the size of the muscle shrinks a little, and you have less protein production, and you have muscle protein degradation, so you have less muscle mass. So all the technical stuff aside, what I did for this is I took this illustration, and what I have done is I have flattened it out from the top and the bottom so that it looks a little bit thinner. Okay, so this was the original one, and when you flatten it out, it looks something like this. And on the right side, there is a snapshot of the overall pathways that goes on during muscle atrophy or muscle wasting. So you already know how to draw the lipid bilayer. So this is the exact thing that I've done over here. You also know how to draw the nucleus. So that is again over here, but you can see over here I have drawn a semicircular nucleus. This is also very easy to draw because this is the exact same principles that we used for drawing the nucleus. I'm going to show you real quick. So how to draw a semicircle, perfect semicircle. You take the ellipse tool and you draw an ellipse right over here. Then you take the line tool and draw a line crossing the center. Okay, and once you're done, this ellipse and this line, I'm gonna put this in black so that I can see it. So this ellipse and this line, you got to select them together, go to the shape builder, and when these two are selected, all you need to do is delete those portions that you don't want. So I'm going to hit Option on my keyboard. I think it's Alt if you're using a PC, and you start deleting the sections that you don't want. So whenever you hover over a section, this black arrow will have minus sign at the bottom. That means you're deleting a section, and you can delete the edges, and it turns red. So that's gone. You can delete this, you can delete this, and you can delete the line in the middle. Now you're left with a semicircle, a perfect semicircle, and you can do the same bit of pore size thingy that is going on the outside of the nucleus that we did with the appearance panel over here. We used another stroke, we increased the size, changed the color, and we went inside this and we did a dashed line. Alright, so you can do that and you will get the exact same thing on a semicircle, and you have a nucleus which is in the form of semicircle. So I'm going to delete this. And this pointy speech bubble kind of thing, comic speech bubble kind of thing, is also very easy to draw. You can go to the star tool over here and draw out a star like this. And you have this little button over here. You can click it and you can drag it down, and you can see the points changing on the side. So that will change the number of points that the star has, and you can drag it until and unless you're satisfied. And once you're done with that, if I zoom in a little bit, can you see these anchor points over here, the circle with the dot? You can hold them and you can drag them out like this, so that you don't have a pointy valley between the two angles. And you can drag them out, and this will give you that speech bubble kind of look. And you can change the size a little bit over here. You can just drag this will change the size. If you want more spike, you can do this. Again, you can drag this out, you can change the size. This will give you this speech bubble kind of look that you can use for your illustrations. Alright, so this was one, and another one I want to show you is a graphical abstract that I was building for a publication. So for this I have used a particular color palette. I've used different shades of red and different shades of green. You can get these color palettes very easily from a website called Color Hunt. I'll show you. So this is the website. You can just type in colorhunt.co and you'll get varieties of color palettes that you can use. I think I used this one and this one. And you can see when you hover over any palette, you have the hex code for those. You can easily just click on it and it will be copied, and you can paste it inside Illustrator colors. And you have various different options on the left. Right now I'm on the pastel color sets, so you have different pastel color palettes. What I did was since I wanted these two, instead of taking the hex codes individually, I took a screenshot of these two and I pasted it over here. And whenever I was drawing this, I would go to the eyedrop tool over here and I would pick the color by selecting whatever I want, whichever component I want to be colored that way, and I would just drop that color onto that component, and this would be of that color. It's as easy as that. And again, I use the same skeletal muscle image for both of these. That's the advantage. If you're creating an illustration once, you can reuse that vector image in the subsequent figures that you're drawing, the subsequent graphical abstracts that you're drawing, or presentations that you're doing. You can use that. So what I would suggest is, take some time and make the most important illustrations that you'll be using again and again for your graphical abstract or your publication. And after that, it is just the same thing, you're copying and pasting, and that will make your process of making the illustration way more easy than drawing it every single time you have an illustration to make. Alright, so I guess that gives you an idea of how to use different components inside Illustrator to build graphical abstract, and how you can use these vector images that you've prepared for reproducibility, how to use different color palettes, and how to overall give a better look to your illustration.